Hey everybody, it's Grant, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really simple weeknight pasta dish. This is basically a very simple, kind of classic version of olive oil and garlic spaghetti, but with the addition of a ton of salami. So it's a little different, but it's incredibly delicious, super easy to make. In fact, it comes together in like 10 to 15 minutes. All right, so the first thing that we want to do is address our garlic. So we need a ton of garlic for this. This is one of those dishes where there are very few ingredients, but we're gonna use a lot of each one. So a really great tip here for just like a head of garlic like this. Sometimes it's a little difficult to like break off those individual cloves, and it's very annoying. So I'm gonna show you what I like to do to sort of like help along that process. Basically, you just throw down a kitchen towel, pop your garlic right into the center of it, and then, like you're giving somebody CPR, which hopefully you've never, hopefully you've never had to do that before, but you just want to press down like that. And I'm sure everybody watching this is like, wow, I hope this guy never gives me CPR, because like, could just kill the person with that. But then you see these individual cloves just kind of pop off like that. So super easy. We need 8 cloves here. So 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, who's gonna be our last contestant on the pasta game? All right, let's cut that joke out. That wasn't good. All right, so we have our 8 cloves of garlic here, and we don't want to smash these. We're gonna thinly slice them. So what I like to do, go to the bottom of the clove of garlic, and then all you want to do is slice that off, and it should be pretty hard. Okay, that was a fail. There we go. And then I just like to kind of like lift it while the knife is still holding that little piece down, and the jacket should just kind of pop right off like that. And then you can just remove it. Check that out. Gorge, right? So we have our garlic peeled. Now we're going to work on our salami. So I have 8 ounces of salami right here. This is Genoa salami. I like using this for this dish because I feel like it has that like quintessential salami flavor, that like salami vibe, but it is pretty mild too. For the first time you make this, I think it's fun to just stick with something really simple like this, something that gives off that like good salami vibe without having a ton of spice in it. But you could also make this dish with like pepperoni or soppressata, but I highly recommend this first time just sticking with Genoa. I'm just gonna slice this. We're gonna do like 1/4-inch strips kind of. And whenever you get salami, it does kind of like all stick together, which makes slicing it really simple. So then you just kind of like loosen them up into beautiful salami ribbons, salami confetti. So now we're ready to start cooking. Just kidding, no we're not. We're not ready to start cooking. We still need to slice our garlic. So what I like to do when I slice it is just kind of lay it on a flatter side and run your knife through it to get some nice thin slices. And like honestly, if there's some like chunks on here, I don't really care. It's totally fine. Ugh, gorge. This already smells so good because it's just like garlic and salami. What's not to love? I have my window open and I feel like every dog in the neighborhood is gonna like come up here right now, and I'm gonna love it. So we're ready to kind of start cooking here, and I want to measure out some olive oil. A lot of the times when I like make a sauce, I don't measure out the olive oil. I just kind of like glug. But since this doesn't have any other liquid in it besides pasta water, it's kind of important, and we're gonna render out some of that fat that's in the salami. So you wanna make sure that the fat to water ratio when you go to emulsify is really is correct, so that you have a nice silky sauce and not something that's super greasy. Basically what I'm saying is just measure it out this time. And next time we make pasta together, I won't ask you to measure out your olive oil, but this time it's a little important. So 1/3 cup, which you might be saying to yourself, like, that's a lot, and it is. It is a lot, you're not wrong. But like I said before, this pasta doesn't have a ton of ingredients in it. The ingredients that it does have, we're gonna use a lot of them. So a lot of olive oil. We're gonna put that into our pan. I'm just gonna turn this on to a medium-ish heat. Our water is up to a boil. We've already salted it. Our olive oil is heating up in our pan, so we're kind of ready to go. I'm gonna drop in our pasta. So we're gonna let this cook for like 7 minutes until it's al dente, and then we'll finish cooking it over here in the sauce. Speaking of the sauce, we're ready to start cooking our garlic. So I have our olive oil in here. So I'm gonna add in all of that garlic. So 8 cloves of sliced garlic is going in. And then all of this gorgeous salami is going to go in. I really hit the high note there and I am proud of myself. It's not gonna get like super crispy, but it'll start to like frizzle frazzle on the edges. And it gives it kind of like a nice texture when everything is cooked. You wanna make sure you sort of like keep this moving around the pan so the garlic doesn't burn. So we're gonna let this cook. And you can see it kind of like wilts down ever so slightly. And now I want to chat a little bit about Calabrian chili peppers. Sounds fun, right? So these are Calabrian chili peppers. They're a very, very spicy pepper. They come in a jar. Sometimes you can find them chopped. And there's like a little bit of vinegar and a ton of oil in here. So they're not necessarily pickled, but they do have a little bit of a pickly vibe. But they're super spicy, super salty, and I thought that they'd be a great addition to this pasta. If you don't have these, and you want to make this dish tonight, you can just use some red pepper flakes, or if you don't like spice, you can completely skip it. But I think it's a fun addition. All right, so our pasta's done cooking. Before I drain it, I want to save some of the starchy cooking water. So, I'm just gonna grab a mug and take out about a half a cup and just set that aside. Now we're going to drain. Our pasta's drained. This salami and garlic is still crisping up a little bit more. And I'm going to grab some Parmesan cheese. And we're just gonna grate up some cheese. This is a really important ingredient for the sauce. The cheese married with all the fat that's in that pan, mixed with a little bit of that starchy cooking water that we saved, is gonna create like a really, really yummy, flavorful, but really, really velvety and smooth sauce. Using Parmesan, obviously. You could also use like a Grana Padano or Pecorino. Anything softer than those 3 cheeses probably won't work here, so you want to definitely stick with a hard, aged kind of cheese. Gorge. Gorge. Our salami and garlic are nice and caramelized, looking really beautiful, so now we're ready to just kind of like throw everybody together. So, here we have our spaghetti. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that in. I'm gonna add in our pasta water. You just wanna toss this around the pan. And it's okay if you get a little messy. You can implement your spoon or spatula here too if you'd like. Once that kind of starts to come together, we can add in both our cheese and our Calabrian chili peppers. And I'm gonna add a little bit more of this pasta water. So it's looking a little dry. I'm just gonna turn this down. And so to give everything like a really good stir, what I like to do is both shake and stir at the same time. Like that. And you'll kind of see the sauce will start to go from like a loose kind of thing to something that's creamy and starts to coat the noodles. Once it's done cooking, once it's come together and is nice and homogeneous, put it into your serving bowl immediately. This pasta was like kind of lacking in vegetables, so I'm gonna add some our vegetables on top. And today's vegetable is just a teaspoon of parsley. That's all this dish really needs. I mean, I actually count garlic as vegetable, so it's actually packed with vegetables if you think about it. And one more garnish right on top. I'm just going to add some cheese. And when you grate cheese at home, just make sure that you do it as dramatically as this. And while I finish up this cheese, before I give this a taste, make sure that you go down below, hit like, hit subscribe to get more incredible dishes like this and more really, really great recipes from Food 52. This is such a beautiful dish. I'm gonna grab a golden fork and give this a taste. This, by the way, is 1 serving. I'm just kidding, it's not. Delicious. For the recipe, go right down below. Click on that, make this tonight. I'll see you next time. Hey, make sure you like and subscribe to Food 52. Just click on it, it's over there somewhere. Maybe it's down there, I don't know. Also, there's some related videos, other stuff you might like. There's one here. And then there's another one, I can't reach it, but it's over there. Make sure you click on one of those too.